What's a modern trend you hope disappears in the next 5 years? Response 1. Having to create an account for literally everything online. It's annoying having to create passwords and keep track of them. Reply 1. Add to that two-factor auth on a site that literally has no reason for it. Oh, you mean I need an SMS code to log into this totally useless thing that holds no actual info? Sweet. Reply 2. You can thank insurance companies for that. If you work in the IT industry, there's so many compliance hoops to jump through to pass certain audits. Now, on its face, this seems perfectly reasonable. You would want businesses to practice high degrees of information security. But what happens in practice is a lot of these auditor firms have very arbitrary standards and expectations, some that even clash with leading information security researchers. So even when you can make the logical argument why adding an additional layer of security or obfuscation adds zero value, it doesn't matter because it's expected as boilerplate by the industry. Reply 3. In games, it can be even worse. You need an account to an online storefront like Steam, and then there are some games that have third-party clients that require you to make another account before you can play. Escals at Sony and Ubisoft in particular. Response 2. Every single piece of tech having AI. I literally could not give a F. I don't want AI in Microsoft Word. I don't want it on Facebook. I really just don't want it anywhere. F it off. Reply 1. Agree. Mainly get the EFF out of my DMs. Why would I want AI writing messages to my friends/loved ones? Isn't there a loneliness epidemic? Why would I want to have a computer writing my social messages? It's ludicrous. How am I ever meant to feel emotionally connected to anyone? My favorite example of this being both dumb and useless was last year I was messaging one of my friends to tell them that our mutual best friend had passed away that morning, and Messenger was like, "Would you like our AI assistant to make this message more humorous?" No, I would not. Reply 2. The thing that's really concerning to me about AI is I'm seeing that heavy AI users have adjusted the way they interact with people. I have a coworker who is all in on the AI bandwagon. When you're in a discussion with him, he doesn't seem to formulate his thoughts before speaking. Instead, he speaks like he's prompting an AI and I guess expects you to synthesize it all for him. He was already difficult to understand at times, but now it's almost always. Reply 3. Go back further. Every commodity having a touchscreen on it. I don't need my fridge, toaster, coffee maker, car, etc. to have all this bullcrap. That's one of the reasons modern stuff breaks all the time. Trying to do too much. Fridge keeps things cold. Coffee puts water through grounds. Car has motor that make wheels go spinny spin. That's it. With some super simple maintenance, you got stuff that is sturdy, reliable, and will last forever. Reply 4. I don't know why my washer and dryer can connect to the internet. It already sings to me when it's done. Reply 5. We got our dryer with that in it, and then a month later was the news about it using a gig of data or something a day. Thank God we never bothered to set it up. Response 3. Those house flippers who paint literally everything white or millennial gray and take away the most beautiful and unique features of older houses. Reply 1. And they do such a crafty, lazy job on all of it too. And although the big companies buying them up for rentals are obviously a bigger problem, I consider them part of the reason there are so few actual starter homes left. They buy up starter homes, add a bunch of half-assed trendy updates, and resell it for more. Like if it was a true fixer-upper that needed a lot of work done to be livable, fair enough. But not every perfectly fine, basic home needs to be flipped. Reply 2. My wife and I were house hunting last summer, and this described almost every house we saw. White sloppy paint jobs, generic white laminated kitchen cabinets, and that gray vinyl flooring. I would give them bonus points if they came close to lining up the kitchen cabinet doors, but not credit enough to go into debt for a house that may or may not have dozens of hidden flaws. Reply 3. At some point in the past in my house, someone painted over a lovely robin egg blue for the grossest green-tinted gray I have ever seen on a wall. Response 4. The sad beige epidemic. Giving kids ridiculous names. Shine halls. Buying 50 Panda. Stanley cups you only use once. Sephora kids. Reply 1. Buying 50 plus. Stanley cups you only use once. My girlfriend has this problem. She had so many tumblers that our cabinets wouldn't close. But it's so cute, she'd say. I finally convinced her to get rid of a bunch. She wanted to keep 5, which is much better than what was there. I pulled them all out and she starts going through them one at a time. In the end, she kept 9 for various reasons, from, I just got this one, to, I need these for work. Reply 2. Does she know you can wash and reuse them? I have a Stanley thermos from 2018. Dented all to hell, still perfectly usable. Reply 3. Giving kids ridiculous names. Man, let me tell you, I volunteer for a youth swim team, and we have 200 plus kids ages 6 to 17. I help line the kids up for their races. Holy crap, the names on some of these kids. I feel awful for them having to go through life with an awful name because their wacky parents thought it was unique. Response 5. Saying you've done your research when you've really Googled something and haven't even checked if it's true? People lie. Some internet gossip rag you clicked on doesn't have to tell the truth, but you'll never know if you don't look it up. Research is in-depth study that involves checking sources and validating their veracity. You can't just assume something is true because you read it online. That's not how research or science or anything works. I hope this idiocy gets sharpened into something better because, Christ, some improvement in critical thinking skills would not hurt. Response 6. Skyrocketing housing prices, whether you're a renter or a home buyer. Just like take it down a notch already, please and thank you. Response 7. Catastrophizing normal feelings. Nervousness, anxiety, uncomfortable, triggering. Crap happens, traumatized, sad, depressed. For those genuinely suffering from anxiety, depression, PTSD, etc., it's not helpful. Reply 1. Ugh. The amount of people who were traumatized over Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Tell how one millionaire assaulting another millionaire affects your life? Response 8. I hope in the next 5 years they make laws against being able to post children online. I just don't think it's ethical for a parent to post their whole birth to a child's graduation ceremony all over Facebook. I shouldn't be able to see a child's whole life story and be able to see where they are and where they go to school. I'm 23 and I have had my younger cousins, in the 18-13 age range, tell me they get bullied at school because some classmate has found their mom's Facebook page and started showing an embarrassing photo she put up in 2010 around the school. And then the family YouTuber channels is a whole other kettle of fish that needs to have laws against it. That is just straight up having kids for views and money, and the kids usually don't get paid for any of it. At least in the film industry there are laws, so the children actors gotta keep their money. I'm gonna stop my rant here because I could go on forever about how angry this topic makes me. Response 9. The language we're using online. I'm not talking about the flash in the pan stuff that sounds ridiculous, like skibidi or whatever. I'm talking about the words we use to avoid talking about topics. Words like unalive when talking about death, or using emojis to censor words like blood or penis or crap. It's really feeling like the 1984 doublespeak, where you have to talk in an acceptable way or you no longer get to use the internet. It's absolutely laughable that you can do and say stuff on TV now that wouldn't have been seen even 20 years ago. Yet on the internet, the moment you talk about death or drug use, your YouTube channel gets a strike or your Facebook account gets banned. How ass backward are we as a society where that happens? Reply 1. That's called algo speak. Algorithms hate certain words, so people use algo speak to ensure their words rank higher. Reply 2. Holy crap, the actual name makes it so much worse. It literally has become Orwellian doublespeak. Response 10. Membership discounts. No, I don't want to create 500 different accounts for every single store to get the advertised discount prices. Even worse when you gotta request the discount through a crafty app beforehand. You'll gladly leave entire carts of groceries for this crap. Response 11. Women's shirts all being cropped length? I'm sorry, but I don't always want my fupa out. especially in professional environments. Please just give me back the bottom 3 of my shirts. Reply 1. Similarly, give me my effing pockets. I hate purses and I just want my vestigial pockets to be actual pockets. Response 12. I hope social media, specifically ones structured like Facebook or Twitter, go the way of cigarettes. Doubtful, but hopeful. Response 13. Social media. Can we just go back to having life in real life? She says complaining on a social media site instead of talking to real humans in her real life. Response 14. Every person/company/thing having a podcast. Why does the Home Shopping Network have a podcast? They need to start requiring a license to buy podcasting equipment. Response 15. Social media influencers and how they've basically become celebrities. It's not a new trend, but I am sick of it. Actors, musicians, performers, and so on are one thing. They blew up because they have some kind of talent. Influencers blowing up because they, I don't know, look hot? Can apply makeup in a functional way? They're rich? They do trendy dances in front of a camera? The influencer trend has long overstayed its welcome. Response 16. Everything is a service or subscription. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised to find a toilet where you have to scan a QR code to use it. Response 17. The need to post every single detail of your life online? Influencers are the worst, but even those who aren't. No one cares. Making a huge production out of everything, from promposals to gender reveals, to guest dress codes for weddings and other formal events. I don't mean black tie, casual, etc. I mean the ones where it's spelled out what color, style, etc. The hots expect guests to wear. Whatever happened to just asking someone to the prom? Telling your friends and relatives? If you choose to find out. Whether you're having a boy or a girl's, and letting people wear what they want to as long as they are appropriately dressed? Response 18. Everything having an app. I refuse. I'm not downloading an app for social media. I'm not downloading an app to drive my car. I'm not downloading an app to fly on a plane. I'm not downloading an app to buy groceries. I'm 2 seconds away from going back to a flip phone. Don't test me. Response 19. I really don't like the hatred towards fact-checking. Why wouldn't you want to know if what you believe is real or not? Especially if it gets you upset. If I started getting pissed off that unicorns are eating everyone's tires, it'd be relieving for someone to show me there are no unicorns and tires are not often eaten by anything at all.
Thanks for watching until the end. If you have a similar story to these that you want to share with us, please leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe. For more videos like this one right now, please stop by our channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.